let's have a look at some scores as of last week. That's the wrong one. So leading the way at the minute is Gr3. He's got himself 185 points. We've got RAA Bobby in second with 177 points. What's the to count? Somebody tell me what the to count score is. What's that all about? Not sure. 163 points on board for LVO Tricks in third place. Potter with 130 points in fourth. Jambu in fifth. He's got 119 points. 118 points on board for Philo in sixth. Britsberger in seventh. He's got 108 points. We've got Phil G in 8th with 106 points. Fat Pickles Bro in 9th with 103 points. Ace Killer with 97 points for 10th. Drop to the bottom half. We've got G Marge. He's got himself 82 points. Unable to race tonight is G Marge. Brinky 93 in 12th with 74 points. LWR Millerman, another driver missing tonight. He's all sorts of weather woes where he is. Sitting in 13th at the minute, 45 points on the board. Diablo 14th with 31 points on the board. Vortex Racing 15th with 12 points on the board, and ADG 10 points on the board, 16th, but we haven't seen ADG since round 1, so that's pretty much ADG done. Not actually that many in the room tonight, only 10 drivers. I've got Potter, Brinky, Gecko, Britsberger, Bobby, Fat Pickles. I suppose you'd really like to see the same screen I'm watching, wouldn't you? Merch available, people. T-shirts and stickers if you want any of those. Hit me up, darksmoker at googlemail.com or via the Facebook page, darksmoker. So yes, only 10 drivers on track tonight, unfortunately. Like I say, G Marge unable to race. Millerman out as well, so 2 drivers down. A couple of other drivers missing, unfortunately. So 50-minute qualifier into a 1-hour endurance race. Tyre wear set at times 5 and fuel depletion at times 3 in the race, but I think it's not quite that in qualifying. Let's just have a look. Oh no, it's still times 5, times 2, times 3. Okay. Alright, let's get ourselves in then. In fact, while he's going up the back straight, let's get ourselves on board with Potter. Get him to do a lap for us, hopefully. So onto this start finish straight. Potter then just putting in a purple time. Yeah, so he's going for a bit of fuel burning now by the looks of it. So not a hot lap on for Potter. Who else can we catch up with? Anybody? Who's coming down that start finish straight? Look, everybody doing a bit of fuel saving. Who's that? LVO. Let's get on board with LVO. He's not messing about. So through that turn 1, turn 2 chicane. That's where it all gets a little bit tight and dangerous. Time for track maps. I forget that turn. There's Parabolica and what's the Curva Grande? Of course it is, and then a chicane. Again, big curves on the way through there. Got to be careful. I was in a practice lobby with some of the drivers the other night. I say it was in there. I was sitting next to one of the drivers watching, and yeah, there was big chunks of that curve getting thrown up all over the place. Spinning drivers off. It's a tricky little corner. It's the Ascari straight then. Through. Oh, let's need track map for this place. Haven't got it. Onto this back straight then. This is where we caught up with Potter. Looking good for LVO. He's putting in some decent times. So 30 at the minute. fastest being a 1:45 by Gecko. Cutting across the pit entrance to try and save a little bit of time. Throws himself up into second for the time being, does LVO. Gecko Racer still on a fuel burning lap. First gear, thrashing it. LVO now doing the same thing. Brake on, thrashing it first. Jambu currently got himself third, but he is put in purple sectors. 46.4 for Jambu. Potter McPot in fourth. I think now just started another hot lap, Potter. 1:46.8, his fastest for the time being, fifth on the grid. Britzberger 6th, 1:46.9. Got Brinky 7th. Got himself a little bit of a penalty. 1:47.3 for him. Phil G 1:47.6. Fat Pickles 1:48.4 for 9th, and Bobby 10th. No hot lap as yet. 2:04.6 is his fastest. So no Philo. Why have we got no Philo? Gecko, got an LVO. Where's yeah. Bob's in the room. Yeah, no Millerman, no G Marge. 1 hour race. Could stretch these drivers out around this track. With only 10 drivers showing up tonight, unless we've got some latecomers, I'm not too sure. So just over halfway through this qualifying then. Bobby now on a hot lap. M3's popular car this season. How many have we got? I think we've got a couple missing as well. Bob goes into fourth then, 1:46.2. So Gecko in the Ford Mustang, just putting in another fastest lap there, 1:45.7. Jambu in the BMW M3, 1:45.8, so he chucks himself into second now. LVO third in the Jag. Bobby fourth in the M3. Ah, there's Philo. Philo's in the Jag then, 1:46.4 for him. He's been here all the time. Where have you been hiding? Have you just been swapping about and I've not seen you, Philo? Potter McPot 6, 1:46.5 in the Corvette. Phil G, another M3, nobody saw it, there you go. Britzberger, another M3, sitting in 8th. Ricky, he's gone for the big M6 this time. Fat Pickles, another M3. At 5 then. Anybody able to catch the Mustang before this qualifying session's over? 15 minutes of qualifying, a little bit of a break then in between the qualifying and the race, just to give the drivers a tiny bit of time to breathe before the long 1 hour endurance. So it's full damage. They're only permitted to use one set of each tyres throughout the race, so one set of mediums, one set of hards and one set of softs. It's entirely up to them how they use them, but only those 3 sets can be used. No mandatory pit window or stops or anything. They've just got to use those 3 sets of tyres, and that's it. Yes, damage on heavy. There's that turn 1. Oosh, look at it. I'll try and get 10 drivers through there in a few minutes. just coming in then, done a fuel burning lap. Fresh set of tyres on. Philo as well coming for another set. Potter McPot out on a fresh set of softs now as well. There you go, burning fuel. Britzberger on an out lap. Brinky on a hot one. What's he going to put in? 145 at the minute. 147 is quickest. So it's quite 152. It wasn't an out lap. So just 2.5 minutes remaining of qualifying. Gecko still on top spot on the grid with that 145.7. Jambu closest at the minute. He's got a 145.889. Elvio Tricks about the same gap back to Elvio getting the Jag sideways through Parabolica. Didn't do his lap time too bad, 147.8. Bobby then fourth, 146.2. Phil G fifth, 146.2 for him. Phil G in fifth. Philo sixth, 146.4. Potter seventh, 146.5. Let's just see what he's got as he comes across the line. Slow lap from Potter, 2:12.6. And Fat Pickles has just put in a 2:12 as well. So yeah, both drivers on a fuel burning lap, that one by the looks of it. Go to Britzberger, will you? Sitting in ninth at the minute, 146.9 for Britzberger. Across the line with a 146.5, so unfortunately stays in ninth for the time being. Brinky also just going quicker there, 146.5, throws himself into 8th position. Nobody moved around up front, I don't think. No. Into this last minute of qualifying then. Jambu has gone quicker, 145.8. Down to less than 100th between himself and Gecko. So a big shout out to the league sponsors as well, Team Oliver Racing and Martin Oliver Transport as well. So a big shout out to Stuart and Michael Martin as well. Get them all in. Two actual lobbies running tonight. We've got this one, the pros with me, Dark Smoker, and we've got the pro-ams not being streamed, unfortunately. Not from this sort of perspective. Bobby just going quicker, 145.4, sticks himself on pole right at the end. Just as well. So yes, D.90 over there on Facebook is streaming his POV of his race, and obviously everyone else's race that he sees. But then he'll be doing post-race commentary on Friday afternoon or evening over there on Facebook as well. So make sure you go and check that out, Friday afternoon or Friday evening, D.90 over on there on Facebook. And then go check out the race hosts, Mature Racing Club over there on Facebook as well, and Race Asylum. That's what the RA logos are standing for. Bob then sitting himself on pole with a 145.4. Just pips Gecko Racer right at the end of that qualifying session. Jambu then third. Fat Pickles also going quicker as well, 145.9, fourth position for him. Elvio in fifth, 146.0. I think he's still on a hot lap. Yes, yes. But no, 146.4 for that one. So 5th place for him. Brinky 6th, a 146.5, also just going a bit quicker at the end of qualifying. Potter 146.5, 7th. Britzberger 8th. He is 8th, a 146.5 for him. Is Philo 9th and Phil G 10th? I think so. Let's just see where Philo pops in when he crosses this timing line. Oh no, he slotted himself into 5th. Right, you've just screwed all that up for me, Philo, thanks. They're all diving in the pits though and changing their tyres, putting on whatever they decide for the first stint. Philo coming out on a set of mediums. Bobby's got the softs on for the time being. Softs on for Jambu. Fat Pickles is going to have no tyres left. Softs on for Gecko. Fat Pickles on the softs. Mediums for Philo. Brinky beaten up on a set of softs. Burger, a set of softs, a set of hards for Phil G, Potter McPot and Bobby then just changing tyres. Bobby coming out with a set of mediums. Jambu as well coming out on a set of hards. Just leaves Potter in the pits. He's still got softs on at the minute. He is lobby host, so he might not change till last minute. Pole sitter Bob then. Been doing well this season in the little M3. He'll be upset he won't be able to use it next season though. That's the rule. Can't use the same car in the following season. Have to change it up. Just rolling across the track. So yeah, we've just got a couple of minutes wait before the race. Like I say, give the drivers a rest, except Fat Pickles, who's decided to finish off a set of tyres rather than rest up. Britzberger just sitting there watching. Devastation he's causing. Look, oh, track officials won't be happy. It's easy to take out a set of rears. I think you ought to take out a set of fronts. All the way up into 6th gear at the minute for Fat Pickles. Going nowhere. Still hear him halfway around the flipping track, look. In fact, where is Ace Killer? Why haven't we got an Ace Killer in the room? Loads of drivers missing tonight. What's happening? Fat Pickle's still at it. Rolling around in his beaten up knacker. Nope. Let's go for the shortcut. There's still things flying down the track. Picks up all the penalties as well. That's the punishment for taking that little shortcut. I think you probably actually get reset to track during the race. Where are all the drivers? I haven't got any fuel anymore, Blitzburger. Fat Pickles. Still at full throttle though. Ready from Potter. That's it. We're just about to get this 1 hour endurance underway. Yeah, what are we? 5 drivers? 5 drivers missing? Oof. Third of the field. Again, hopefully the Pro-Ams have got better numbers. Where's Gecko? Have we got all drivers in? Ah, there we go. So yeah, a few drivers short tonight. Bit of a shame, but I'm sure these drivers will put on a show for us. There's all sorts of cones and track markers strewn down the track from Fat Pickles and Brinky's escapades through that little shortcut there. Still not finished, Fat Pickles. I thought you'd done for a second, but no. Now you are. Got your 5 seconds left now, that's it. Here we go then. 1 hour endurance coming up. Bobby sitting on pole. Can he lead us through turn 1 cleanly? Jambu second, another M3 side by side down into turn 1. These two will be. There it is. A short little field tonight. Let's get them underway then. 1 hour endurance coming up. 3 sets of tyres only to use. 1 set of hards, 1 set of softs, 1 set of mediums. Bobby getting away well then. Elvio also getting away well, all over the back of he's taking Gecko, he's taking Jambu. Bobby's had to go defensive already into turn 1, is under threat. Everyone through there cleanly. Are we? Yes. No restarts tonight then. Got the second chicane coming up though. Let's see what happens here. Bobby then holding that lead, 0.4 of a second from Elvio. Chunks of curb being taken by Elvio and Bobby. Bobby's gone defensive again. Elvio's managed to pick up a penalty, a little bit of a shortcut through there. Looks like, is that Jambu or Philo's got a penalty as well? Yeah, Philo picking up another one through there. Chicane, you're going to see a bit of that tonight. It's a difficult one to get right without. Oof. This Burger just going a bit wide in the background. Yeah, it's a difficult one to get right without picking up a penalty. Getting the turn all wrong. Jambu then 5th, Fat Pickles 6th, Potter 7th, Phil G 8th, Brinky 9th, Blitzburger 10th. So Jambu not having a great start. Moving halfway down the field from the get-go, was sitting in 2nd, now 5th. Bobby then pulled a 1.2 second lead over Elvio. Elvio's had to drop some penalties, so that's put him under threat from Gr3. Only on lap 1 as well. Philo then 4th, Jambu 5th. A little bit of a gap back to Fat Pickles in 6th. Potter McPotts 0.6 of a second back in 7th. Phil G, Brinky and Britsberger bumper to bumper as they head down towards turn 1. Brinky's looking down the inside. Looks like he's giving plenty of space. Oh, Philo's got the chicane wrong. Philo's got the chicane wrong. He's been reset to track. That's put him right at the back of the field and 1.3 seconds down. No damage on board, so I don't know if there was contact or whether he just outbraked himself. Bob though, on those medium tyres, look at the gap he's pulled. Oh, drivers stretching those track limits coming out of the chicane. To Lesmo 1 into Lesmo 2. Bob doing well then, 3.1 second lead over Gr3. Gr3 on the hard tyre, holding his own on those. Tricks 3rd, Jambu 4th now, Fat Pickles 5th, Potter McPot 6th, Potter McPot 5th. Side by side with Fat Pickles as they head up to Iscari. Through he goes, right on Jambu's tail as they come out. Can he close that gap? Is he going to make a move before Parabolica? Maybe not close enough. Off on the way in. Jambu's gone a little bit wide. Does that get Potter the advantage? He's got a little bit of a better drive out. Got a battle in front as well. Elvio all over the back of all over the back of Gr3. Potter then pulls out. Looks like he's going to get the move done on Jambu here. Where's Fat Pickles? He's closing up on these two. Yeah, that fight in front, Elvio and Gr3. Potter then into 4th. Bob's storming away with this one at the minute. Mark Gr1. Too late, race has started. And I don't think you're part of this group anyway. Bob, 3.7 second lead. Stomping it. Gr3 holding that second on those hard tyres though. It's doing a really good job on those. Elvio struggling to get past on the mediums. Potter pot 4th then, 1.3 seconds down from the top 3. It needs a good result, Potter. Jambu in 5th then, just 0.6 of a second back from Potter. Fat Pickles another second down in 6th. Brinky 1.5 seconds down in 7th. Philo is slowly getting back through the field. He's got himself a penalty to lose, but he is now back up into 8th, 1.2 seconds down. Phil G 9th on the hards, and Britsberger in 10th on those mediums. M3 versus M3 as they head up this back straight. Britsberger carrying extra speed. He's going up the inside of Phil G here. A little bit early, allowed Phil G to keep it for the time being. A lot of work for Philo to do though. Bob stretching even more time, 4.7 seconds. Elvio does get himself past Gr3. Can he start reeling that time back in between himself and Bob? Almost 5 seconds between Bob and Elvio. Gr3 starting to come under threat then on those hard tyres. Potter behind him also on the mediums. Just half a second back at the minute, Potter. Purple sectors he's throwing in as well. Got Jambu still keep in touch with him. He's also on the hard tyre. It's just a second. Oh, he's lost a bit of time through there. Bring him back under threat from Fat Pickles. He's also out on the hard tyre for stint 1. Oh! Gets a little bit sideways out of there, out of Lesmo 1. Keeps it on the black stuff, but has to gain composure. Back into Lesmo 2. That's dropped him off of Jambu. Luckily, big enough gap between himself and Brinky. Philo closing that gap up as well. 0.7 seconds. Britzberger now, those softer tyres, has got himself past Phil G. Phil G 2 seconds down. Also on the hard tyre for Phil G. Bob disgusting. 5.2 seconds over Elvio. Still not managed to pull a bit of a gap though. Gecko's still right there with him, just 0.6 of a second back. Potter as well, just 0.4 of a second back. He'll close up down this straight. Gecko will be getting a bit of a toe from Elvio. Potter will be gaining a toe off of Gecko. Just have to watch their speed into this first turn. Not put the power down too early either. Step that rear end out. Get yourself backwards. So second, third and fourth on for a good fight here. Potter thought about showing his move up the inside. Backs off though. Keeps himself right in touch with Gecko into Lesmo 1. And there's a good drive out of Lesmo 2. Get the run on him up at Scari. Does Gecko will still be getting a toe from Elvio in front. Potter short shifting as well, so looking to save a bit of fuel. Not close enough for the move here either. Putting the pressure on Gecko though. Gecko on those hard tyres. Potter's pushing him. Looking for a mistake then Potter. He's closing up again down this back straight. They're going to work together. No, Potter's going for the move here. Up the inside then for Potter. There is Gecko then. Be in a good position using the toe to get back past Potter. You can see closing up already. Potter's gone defensive. I don't think oh no, there you go, Gecko's actually helping him out. Close the gap back up on Elvio in front. Backs off so as not to cause chaos into turn 1. Sticks right with Potter now. Where's Bob? Bob now 5.6 seconds up the road on those mediums. Another fastest lap, 46.5 on for Bob. Elvio then second, his fastest, 147.0 on the mediums. Potter then into third, losing a bit of time to Elvio. 1.7 seconds the gap out of the minute. Elvio still right behind him. Jambu now made a mistake, 2.4 seconds back in fifth. Fat Pickles another 2 seconds down. Philo is second down. He has made up another position past Brinky. There is Brinky in 8th, being closed up on by Britzberger as well. Phil G still just 2 seconds back on the hard tyre. It's only really Bob that's managed to get off then. 6 seconds on those mediums. Clear track in front of him. Nobody's giving him any grief really from turn 1. Elvio's managed to pick up a great big penalty. Just put himself 1.8, almost 1.9 seconds between himself and Potter. It does jump to 1.9 there. Potter not able to benefit from a bump draft from Gecko this time around. Brings the time down a little bit, but then it does just concertina back up. 1.8 then for Potter. Gecko still there with him. Jambu lost a bit more time. He's down 3.3 seconds on those hard tyres. Fat Pickles also on the hard tyres. Just another 1.9 seconds back. 2 M3s. Philo closing up on his mediums. Now only 1.2 seconds back from Fat Pickles. Britzberger also got himself past Brinky. Medium tyres versus hard tyres. Here then his mediums on the way to go. First stint. Phil G picked up penalties. Now 7.9 seconds down. Phil G doesn't like Monza then. There's Elvio and Potter just coming through in the background. Elvio's got penalties to lose. That gap's come down anyway, whether that's due to penalty loss or a mistake somewhere. 1.5 seconds, 1.6 seconds the gap. Still got 0.1 of a second penalty to lose as well as Elvio. Just starting to stretch his legs again over Gecko, pulling a couple of tenths per lap. Now still at 1.7 then between third and second. Just stretch up through turn one. Almost up to 2 seconds again then for the Potter Elvio fight. Gecko Racer lost a little bit more time again. Again, he's on the hard tyres, his 4th place man. As is the 5th place man and the 6th place man. Still closing up on his mediums as well is Philo. Just 0.7 of a second back. Fat Pickles losing a bit more time again to Jambu. Maybe concerned about his rear view mirror being full of a Philo. Britzberger 8th then. Still not dropped Brinky on those hards. Kept himself in touch. Phil G losing more time, 8.8, 8.9 seconds down. Bob's just doing more and more and more. 6.3 seconds gap he's now pulled between himself and Elvio. Still holding penalty as well. Potter behind him, 1.6 seconds back. Dropped his penalty now, Elvio. There's that tricky turn one. Wow, Potter getting a little bit happy out the exit of that turn. Nearly losing the rear end. Loses him only a tiny bit of time to Elvio. That's where a lot of drivers are picking up their penalties through that very chicane. Lesmo 1 into Lesmo 2 here for Elvio. Again being chased by Potter. 1.7 seconds down. Gecko Racer as well just behind Potter. TC Mark, evening. How are you doing, my friend? All right? Potter can't do anything at the minute for to bring that time down between himself and Elvio. Still 1.7 and 1.8, just maybe a little bit quicker through the twisties for Elvio. There are those gaps. There's Potter. Gecko Racer still keeping himself just in touch on those hard tyres. Still 6.2 seconds. How long is he going to go on a set of mediums? We're on to the 10th lap already. Nobody opting for the soft tyre for stint 1. Everybody got about a quarter of a tank of fuel on. That gap is stretched a little bit between Potter and Elvio. It's up to 2 seconds now. Maybe a little mistake from Potter then, because that gap's come down between himself and Gecko as well, down to 0.7. Jambu 5th, 4.3 seconds down. Fat Pickles still 6th. Philo's not managed to get past him on those mediums. Brixberger in 8th, 3.4 seconds down. Still got Brinky just behind him, 1.3 seconds back. Phil G, 9.1. Still picking up penalties, Phil G. Just losing a bit more time to the drivers in front. I'm doing all right, TC Mark. I'm doing all right. I can't complain, if I'm perfectly honest. So, Elvio, see, these boys have got nothing for Bob. Bob now 6.7 seconds up the road on those mediums. It's a little bit of wear starting to show on them now compared to Elvio's. So he may lose a bit of time in these next couple of laps to Elvio and Potter behind. It won't be long before they're in the pits. They've got to stop for fuel in a lap or two's time anyway. All sin. Oof, Elvio a little bit sideways out of there. Potter as well sideways out of there. Gecko keeping it straight. Gecko doing a fantastic job keeping it in touch with the top 3. Well, not really top 3, is it? Because Bob's just got off. But keeping in touch with Potter and Elvio on those hard tyres. He's only got the softer compounds left to race. These boys obviously got the hard tyre and the softs left to play with. Race Asylum drivers showing up this season. And stomping it. Absolutely stomping it. There is Jambu then, almost out of fuel for Jambu. So are we going to see him at the end of this lap? Has he got enough on to do one more? Don't think he has. Plenty of life left in his hards, but no fuel on board for Jambu. See anybody else in? Bob then past the pit entrance. Elvio just coming round Parabolica. Again, still plenty of fuel on board. Comes through. Potter and Gecko go through. What are you going to do, Jambu? Into the pits he comes then. Start of into the end of lap 11, comes in the pits then Jambu. Fat Pickles also comes in the pits. These boys both on the hard tyres. Oh, Brinky's also come in. He was on the hard tyre too. So just under 40 minutes. So they're looking to do 20 minutes on a set. Bobby though. Just pulling out more time. He will be into the end of this lap as well. 7.1 second lead. Elvio still pulling time over Potter. 2.7 seconds the gap now stretched up to. Still got plenty of fuel on as well. Elvio could do another lap here. He's not closing the gap up on Bob, but he is stretching the gap out between the drivers behind, so could just make that little bit of time up. It's up to him. He could save a bit of time in the pits, or he could do another lap. Race leader Bob then, 7.1 seconds up the road, almost out of fuel, so he'll peel off the track as he comes out of Parabolica. What's Bob? What's Elvio going to do? Is he going to go for another lap? Is he going to slot himself in and try and save? No, he's going to go for another lap. Potter and Gecko in the pits now. Different tyre strategies for these two. Who else? Philo, still got plenty of fuel on board as well. Both... he's coming in the pits though. Elvio and Philo, both in the Jag, both got really good fuel consumption going on. Phil G. Oh, what's happened to... Oh, everyone else came in the pits. Phil G then 7th. He's in the pits. Jambu's already been in. He's back out on a set of mediums. Fat Pickles has been in. He's also out on a set of mediums. That gives both of these drivers the softs left to play with for the final stint. And the same for Brinky. So he's done hards, mediums, and then softs for final stint. Flick through in a second. So Elvio then, with that big chunk of extra fuel on, stayed out. 17.1 second lead over Britsberger, who's also not come in the pits yet. Still plenty of fuel on for Britsberger. Bobby now back out into 3rd position, racing softs on board. So only gives him the hards to play with for his final stint, but he already had 7.1 second lead on the mediums. So what he can do with the softs on, probably just going to be enough to keep him in front when he has to put the hards on. We'll see though. Still got 37 minutes of this race remaining. 2 drivers in front have got to stop. I think everybody else has stopped apart from those top 2. There's Potter just picking himself up a penalty, so he's gone for hards for stint 2. 3/4 of a tank. Gecko Racer has gone for a full tank in the medium, so Potter's managed to make a bit of time up in the pits with that lack of fuel. They're taking on board less fuel in that stop. Gecko is on the faster tyre. We'll see how that pans out. Jambu then on those mediums, 6th. Philo 7th on the hards. Fat Pickles also medium tyres, so can he get this can he get this position back off Philo? Yeah, Philo went for the 3/4 of a tank move as well and managed to get himself in front of Fat Pickles. Brinky on the mediums, Phil G on the mediums. So Britsberger still not stopped. 7.1 second lead over Bob. That benefit his race by the time they come to the stop. So Bobby will retake race lead, being quite so close. The gap between Bobby and Elvio has stayed about the same. It's 5.9. It was about 6.2 when they came in the pits. The gap between Potter and Elvio has stayed about the same as well, although Elvio's got a little bit of driftatron going on there. Yeah. Say that as Potter brings that gap down to 1.4 seconds. 1.3. Has Elvio got connection issues, I wonder? Threat here from Potter though. 1.2, not quite in the slipstream range yet for Potter. But 1 or 2 little mistakes again from Elvio in front. Potter will take full advantage. He's on the hard tyre. In fact, what tyre did Elvio go for? So he's on the hard tyre as well for this stint. Does just stretch another 10th over Potter. Under no direct threat now from Gecko. Gecko now 2 seconds back from Potter. He's on the medium tyre though. So should be able to close up on Potter. Might even go for that move. Still at 1.3 then, 1.4. Britsberger's in the pits this lap. Dirty curbs, the yellow sausage curbs, just waiting there, ready to boot you off of track. Lift your car off the ground just as you put your throttle down and have the rear end spinning up. Next thing you know, you're spinning up. There's those sausage curves again. Elvio picking up another half a second penalty. Potter getting away with that one. Can he take advantage? Gr3 has closed that gap up as well on those mediums. That's Bob's gap. Oh, Bob. Disgusting, Bob. 9.8 seconds. 9.9. 10. He's just stretching and stretching and stretching his Bob. Gr3 then trying to lose that penalty. Keeping himself just out of danger of Potter's attack at the minute. It's Gr3 that's going to be on the move here first, I think. Down to 1.2 then. Gr3 slowly chopping little chunks out of Potter's time. Be able to run slightly faster through the turns, slightly faster on the way out. Gr3 brings it down to a second now. Potter's not managed to close up on Elvio either. So will Potter defend this position? Will he allow Gr3 to just slot past and use the toe on the straights to try and draw himself closer to Elvio? Still at 1.1 though, still a bit of time for Gr3 to make up. Jambu 3.9 seconds down in 5th, out on the medium tyre for second stint, got the soft left. Fat Pickles has done the same thing, so he's on the mediums, got the soft left for his final stint. Philo hard tyre this stint, so Fat Pickles has made his way back past Philo. That gives Philo the softs for his final stint. Brinky on the medium, so he's got the soft as well for final stint. Britzberger gone for softs for his second stint. Were you on mediums? Yes, you were. So you've got the softs. Sorry, you've got the hards left for final stint. Phil G, softs left for final stint. Bob, stop it. 12.2 seconds. Ultimate pot, having to go defensive. Gr3 looking up the outside into turn 1. To outbreak Potter, he does, slots himself through into 3rd then. He's now chasing down Gr3. Again, Potter just needs to keep himself tucked under that rear wing of the Mustang in front. Use the toe to drag him closer to Gr3. So Elvio on the softer tyre compared to Gecko on the softer tyre compared to Elvio and Potter. So we'll see if Gecko can bring that time down. And all these drivers have got this, Bob. These 3 drivers have got the soft tyre left to play with in the final stint. The gap is coming down a little bit, 1.2 seconds between Elvio and Gecko. Potter's keeping himself right there as well in that slipstream range. He's got to be careful he doesn't outbrake himself though into some of these faster turns. Again, he won't be able to brake quite as late as Gecko. That time it is just stretching up a little bit. Just losing the toe now then, Potter. Gecko is bringing that time down though. Not been able to take full advantage of that toe though from Gecko. 1.2 seconds, definitely not in slipstream range now. Gr3 then hunting down Elvio in front, 0.9 of a second between these two. Again, that will come down pretty quick. Hard tyre versus medium here between Elvio and Gecko. Gains a tenth through turn 1. Just able to carry that speed through Gr3 has pulled him another 10th in as they hit that second chicane. I do know the name of it, I can't forget what it's called. So Lesmo 1, Elvio taking the wide line through there. Gap down to just half a second. Potter well out of the fray now, 2.3 seconds back from Gecko. Gr3 then closes up again to Gecko. I'm going to see a move towards Parabolica. He's close enough. They're not working together. No point. No way they're catching Bob. There goes Gecko through then on that soft tyre. Elvio, nothing he can do. Gecko's just been slowly taking chunks out of his time and Potter's. Again, Bob is on that soft tyre in front. He's got the hard tyre left for his final stint. 14.5 second lead. Is that going to be enough? How long can he leave these softs on for? What's the damage looking like? Yeah, not too bad at the minute. Still pulling time over those drivers behind. That's all that matters for the time being. Gecko then into that second position. Elvio sticking with him for third. That's what Potter was trying to do. 3.4 seconds down now for Potter, being harassed a little bit by Jambu. Jambu on that medium tyre. Fat Pickles on the medium, 6.7 seconds down. Philo another 6.7 seconds down in 7th. He's coming under threat from Britsberger. He's just 0.7 of a second down. And Brinky as well, closing that gap back up. 7th, 8th and 9th having a bit of a punch up here then. Phil G 9.9 seconds down in 10th. So kept that time. You know, we're sort of halfway through, over halfway through this race, and he's still only 10 seconds down. That happened early on. That just shows the consistency of these drivers. Apart from Bob, 14.5 seconds now over Gecko. He has now pulled time over Elvio. Drops that slipstream then for the third place driver. Pot just coming through in the background in 4th, 3.1. Pulled a little bit of time back. He's just got to watch Jambu. His tyre's starting to show a bit of wear as well now on those mediums. Sorry, yeah, it's his mediums. Fat Pickles got a little bit of a penalty to lose. Turn 1 cleanly. Philo and Britsberger come through there as well. Oof, a little bit sideways there for Philo. Britsberger closing that gap up. Brinky's been dropped a little bit now. 2.4 seconds down is Brinky. Oh, we're going to see Britsberger have a go at Philo here. Oh, he's gone deep into the second chicane. Philo just escaping that gap up to 1.2 seconds as they hit Lesmo 1. Brings it back down though, Britsberger. Plenty of life left in those soft tyres he's got on. Valiente chicane. There you go. Thanks, TC Mark. Appreciated. I did have a track map for it. I'm sure I did. All printed out on bits of paper, so God knows what's happened to it. Brings that gap down again then, Britsberger, cleanly through Gr3. Now just half a second in it. Philo still with 0.2 of a second penalty to lose as well. Oh, was that, what? What? It's Elvio. Oh, he's got damage. Yeah, his connection. I thought his connection was a bit dicky earlier. He's ended up ploughing into a wall somewhere and then disconnected. Unfortunate. So Bobby still leads them 14.4 seconds. Gecko second. Potter now third. Jambu fourth, 1.2 seconds back. Fat Pickles fifth, 7.3 seconds back. Britzberger and Philo side by side into turn one. Britzberger slots himself through then. Medium tyre versus hard tyre again there. And Brinky trying to close back up on those two. 2.1 seconds down. Phil G, 8.2 seconds. So pulled a bit of time back. And yes, just losing Elvio there. I can imagine he's not happy about that. Actually lost a couple of attempts to Gecko. Tyre wear starting to affect Bob's lap times. Yes, 147 last. He did a fastest 146.0, and then it was 146.3, 146.5, 146.7, and then 147 dead. 22 minutes remaining. Bob just the hard tyre left to play with. Most other drivers have got the softs left to play with. Is that 14 seconds going to be enough for the last 20 minutes or so? Maybe the last 15. If it's the last 15, I think he's going to be alright. We'll see though. Ultimate pot 6.8 seconds down from Gecko. But, oh, he's thrown himself in the pits. He was coming under threat from Jambu. Jambu stops out. Potter comes in the pits then for his final stop. What's he got? Soft tyres left. Down the field, Potter. Is he going to end up at the back? Phil G's pulled that gap back. Oh no, apologies. I think Phil G's actually... Oh yeah, he has. Potter then comes out on those soft tyres. Where was Phil G? So Potter does come out at the bottom of the field at the minute. First driver to take his final stop though. So Bobby, 14.2 seconds gap. Yeah, he's losing about 0.3 a lap. Gecko's time's just slowly creeping up. Putting a tiny bit of time back on Bob. Jambu then into that third, 7.9 seconds, now 8 seconds down. Probably going to be in at the end of this lap. Fat Pickles got enough on board for another lap, I think. Britzberger got plenty of fuel on board for his final stint. Brinky 6th, Philo 7th. Phil G, yeah, Phil G pulled that gap right back. Philo's got it all wrong again somewhere. Phil G 8th, then Potter McPot 9th. Jambu in the pits this lap as well. How far's Potter back? 5.3 seconds on those softs. It's 54 seconds down from race leader. There he is. Not lost too much time still, 14.1 seconds. Still quite a bit of fuel on board as well for Bob. We'll see how they get on. Brinky up into 4th, Phil G, so a lot of drivers coming in for their final stops. Phil G was still a quarter of a tank on. Pot up to 6th then, with a couple of drivers coming in. Jambu pops back out the pits behind him on a fresh set of softs, full tank of fuel, 1.2 seconds back. Potter, his car's slightly lighter, his car tyres are a little bit older though. We'll see how this plays out in the next few laps. Fat Pickles out the pits now, fresh set of softs, full tank. Philo, fresh set of softs, 3/4 of a tank Philo's gone for. Last 18.5 minutes. Bobby decides not to pit still. He has lost a bit of time to Gecko. That gap down to 13.6 seconds. Lost half a second. Britzberger into third, then yet to take his final stop. Brinky into fourth, yet to take his final stop. Again, Phil G fifth, yet to take final stop. Pot sixth has stopped now. And pulled time over Jambu, 1.5 seconds, so pulls 3/10 over Jambu. Again, his tyres are a couple of laps older, our Potters, maybe a lap. Fat Pickles in 8th then, 9.8 seconds down. Philo at the back of the pack at the minute, 10.8 seconds down, and big penalties to lose as well for Philo. Still losing time, Bob. Gap down to 13 seconds. Stretching this run out on these softs as long as possible. He's got the hard tyre left for his final stint. 17 minutes remaining. Gecko will have the softs. Britzberger, I forget whether you had hards or mediums. I think you've got hards on for your final stint. I could be wrong though. He's got the softs left to play with. He'll be at the end of this lap. Time yo-yoing a little bit between Potter and Jambu as well, back down to 1.2 seconds. Fat Pickles, oh, he's picked up another penalty. Philo picking up more penalty for the fun of it. Phil G back out the pits on those racing softs. Racer's chucked himself in the pits from second. Can Phil G close that gap up on Philo? His tyres are a couple of laps older. Britzberger stops out again. Comes out the pits now then, fresh set of softs on board, just under half a tank, 15.5 minutes just over to go. 44 seconds down from race leader. Race leader yet to stop, so yet to stop his second place. Britzberger still got a quarter of a tank on board as Britzberger. He's 37 seconds down from the race leader Bobby though. Gecko Racer, another 7 seconds down from him. So if we start seeing all sorts of purple sectors being put in by Gecko, we'll start seeing that time between himself and Bob plummet when Bob comes in the pits. How's Bob's lap times looking like? Yeah, high 147s. He comes in the pits now then. Here comes Gecko. A long way to go yet before he's even near the pit entrance. Bob's only got to chuck on 15 minutes of fuel as well. Tyres on, just fueling up. Britzberger through Parabolica. He could drive, he could keep going. Looks like he is as well. Okay, so Bob back out the pits now. 10.7. Oh no, it's grown. Yeah, hard tyres on for Bob. Let's see how he gets on with those. Going from softs to hards might be a bit of a strange transition for him. Britzberger's only 9 seconds down. Gecko another 5.9 seconds back himself. gap still at 14 seconds between Gecko and Bob though, so we'll keep an eye on that and see whether Gecko can bring that one down. Potter McPot still being harassed a little bit by Jambu. That gap just down to less than a second. Jambu and Potter both on the soft tyres, but Jambu's are a lap younger. Fat Pickles on those soft tyres as well, having a lonely race, 11, nearly 12 seconds in front to Jambu. 8.7 back to Brinky. Brinky now coming under threat from Philo. Phil G not here. Well, he's pulled a little bit of time on. He was 3 seconds down. He's now 2.2. So everybody stopped except Britsberger then. Squeeze another lap out of that tank. Whether he risks it or not, we'll find out in a second. Well, looks like he's coming in. He does then. That's going to release Gecko. We'll see what the time's down at. 13.7 seconds. We've got 12 minutes of this race remaining. About 7, maybe 8 laps. What can Gecko do in this final stint then? Soft tyre versus the hard tyre. Potter coming under increased threat here from Jambu. Down to 0.3. Closes up on Potter. Potter's gone defensive. And back over to the racing line. Jambu going to chuck one up the inside. No, he doesn't. Purple sector from him though. Oh. Slightly compromised on the way out of there. That gap stretching back up then between himself and Potter just a tiny bit. And he's looking for that final podium position here, Jambu. Big heavy Corvette in front. Could force that into a mistake. So it's just a battle between these two. Nobody behind for these two to worry about. Again, Jambu closes up on Potter but goes a tiny bit deep into Ascari. That gives Potter a tiny bit of breathing room again. Jambu closing up again, just quarter of a second, not close enough into Parabolica. Needs to stick with Potter, get a good run down this start-finish straight. And he does, still quarter of a second, already closing up on him before they're onto the actual straight. To the right he goes. A bit of a misgear then by Jambu, possibly. But side by side as they run down here. Who's got the metal? Side by side still. Great bit of driving. Ultimate respect there between Potter and Jambu. I don't even think there was contact. And again, they get to go at it for another lap through Curva Grande then. Around the outside this time for Jambu. Is it going to be enough? Just gets his nose up the inside of Potter. Through he goes. Potter's not going to let that go lightly though. A little bit slow out of there for Jambu. Potter's now picked up a penalty. Tries to lose that and keep in touch with Jambu. Loses another 10th through there. Keeps himself, sorry, 2 tenths. Keeps himself right in touch with Jambu here. He wants that final podium position back. Down the Ascari. Using the slipstream. Losing that penalty again a little bit. Gone now. Potter can go full tilt. Loses a tiny bit of time to Jambu there. Just half a second. Still getting toe from him though. Gap coming down again as they come up towards Parabolica. Now it's Potter's turn to look for a good exit here. Again, just bringing that time down. going to be enough before turn 1 by the looks of it. Potter's not quite close enough. No, he has to back off. So Jambu holds on to that third for the time being. Where is Bob? So 11 seconds up the road. Picking up penalties as well, but a whole second he's got to try and lose. Gecko Racer then, 10.8 seconds, 10.6. 8 minutes remaining. What do we think? Can Gecko stomp this one and take the top spot off of Bob? Penalties to lose. Totally different tyre strategies going on. Bob's on the hards, Gecko's on the softs. 7.5 minutes remaining. Still 10.5 seconds gap. He's never going to be able to take about a second and a half out of him, surely. Not per lap. Unless Bob keeps picking up great big penalties like that. What else have we got going on? So Potter and Jambu still just in touch with each other. The 10th, Jambu's managed to pull from Potter though, so has that final podium position for the time being. Potter then 4th, trying to get that one back. Fat Pickles, again, lonely race for him, 10.5 seconds back from Potter. Another 7.7 back to Britzberger, who's got Brinky for company now. 6th and 7th having a little go at it right at the end. Phil G up into 8th, has managed to get himself past Philo. Philo's got more and more penalties as the night's gone on. Unfortunately, losing an Elvio Tricks and about 5 drivers missing anyway. So quite an empty lobby tonight, unfortunately, but Bob's put on a bit of a show for us, managed to pull 14 seconds lead with his first 2 stints. Medium tyre and the soft. He's on his hard tyre now. The gap down to 8.8 seconds between himself and Gecko. Gecko sticking in the fastest lap of the race so far, 1:45.996. So he is bringing that time down. 6 minutes remaining, 8.5 seconds the gap. Bob may have played a blinder. Potter still right there with Jambu. M3 though, been a very strong car this season. Little purple sector from Potter though, I'll have some of that. Maybe looking to force Jambu into a mistake. 0.4 of a second. Again, he'll close up towards Parabolica, but not enough to make a move. Needs to get a good run on the way out. Again, his tyres starting to show the wear. A lap older than Jambu's in front as well. Get down to just 0.3. As the Corvette got the legs over the BMW. Down to 1/4 of a second as they pass the pits. Jambu goes defensive. Potter looks around the outside. Have to change the camera. Oh, oof. Still side by side through here. Jambu keeps his car in front though. Potter's got to have another go. Doesn't need to lose too much time coming out of turn 1 either. Four and a half minutes remaining. The gap up front, 7.4 seconds. Bob has got this in the bag, I think. Gecko Racer just not able to take enough time out of him. That last lap, another 0.3 of a second slower than his previous. That gap is still coming down though. Bob will see that, but I think he's composed enough by now to not flap. When he sees that gap coming down, he must be looking at the amount of laps, the time of the race, etc. Just 4 minutes remaining. Okay, now you can properly see a Gecko closing up on him. Where are we? We'll be able to see Bob when we get onto this start-finish straight. Gap still at 7.2 then. Where is the Bobster? There he is. Depending on what you're watching on, you might not be able to see that, but I can just see him heading down towards turn 1. Hard on the brakes he goes then, through turn 1. Gecko closing up on him. There he goes. Nicely through there for Gecko. Brings that time down again, 6.8 seconds. Again, I don't think it's going to be enough. 3 minutes remaining. That's pretty much 2 laps for these two. McPot and Jambu still side by side out of turn 1. These two have been at it for the last 3.5, maybe 4 laps. Again, side by side. Jambu's going to have the advantage into this next chicane. Is he? Yes, he is. Back through he goes then. Great bit of driving between Jambu and Potter. Potter coming straight back at him on the exit. Oh, got him. Looking up the inside at Lesmo 1. Into Lesmo 2. Gets a good exit through there as well. Is it going to be enough? BMW just a tiny bit quicker by the looks of it. Let's close up now though using the toe. Jambu making that Beamer as wide as he possibly can as they head up to Ascari. Side by side through there as well. A little bit of door banging, but to be expected. Still side by side on the exit. Oh, a little bit of gravel there for Potter, but he's kept himself in touch. Again, Jambu makes that BMW wide into Parabolica. Potter slots one up the inside. Side by side on the exit here as well. Jambu, the BMW, again just pulls ahead a little bit over Potter. Goes defensive. Potter's going to have to go around the outside again here. And this will be last lap now between these two. Jambu gets himself in front again. A little bit sideways out of there. Potter a little bit sideways out of there as well. Just 0.3 of a second in it still between them. Just flick up to this Bobby Fine. Let's see him go down to... Yeah, Jambu's kept that one for now. Bobby then gap down to 4.4 seconds. This is the last lap though. Will we see Gecko and Bob see another lap? I don't think so. 30 seconds to go. I could be wrong though. Bob might just get a sneaky one in. 15 seconds remaining then. Parabolica for possibly the final time for Bob. Is he going to cross the line? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He's got another lap in. So that is final lap then. Gecko crosses the line to take second. Nothing he can do about Bob's glory lap now. Jambu is going to hold third from Potter. Although, yeah, start-finish line's far too close. Totally different lines on the way out. Backwards for Potter as well. So Jambu takes that final podium position. Potter takes fourth. Real good last few laps between those two. Really good bit of racing. Fat Pickles in the background gets himself backwards across the line for fifth. Brinky comes home for sixth position. Another backwards driver. Phil G takes seventh. Britzberger comes home for eighth. And Philo out of fuel. Oh, he's managed to drop his penalty at least. He's going to roll home for ninth position. Yeah, a lot of drivers missing tonight. We lost an Elvio halfway through. There are a few drivers missing anyway tonight. About 5 drivers down. It's a bit of a shame. Where's Glory Boy gone? Here he is. Having a lap all to himself then. Bob, he's stomped it from the word go. He led. What did you have from 10, 11 seconds, was it? got the medium tyres over these boys. Put the softs on for stint 2. Stomped it again. And just managed to keep himself in front. 4.2 seconds over Gr3. So he did bring it down. Could have done with a couple more laps. Could have Gecko. But Bob played his strategy right. And here he comes then. Backwards to take the win there, Bob. And he spins the wheels up as well. Oh, he's not took the win yet. He's showing off. Is he going to finish his fuel off? He's finishing his fuel off, isn't he? There it is. Bob takes the win then here at Monza. Like I say, he's just put his name on it tonight as Bob. Yeah, there's some congratulations there from TC Mark as well. Well done. Oh, all drivers as well. Yeah, really good race there between Jambu and Potter right at the end. Was it 4 or 5 laps of pretty much side by side and position swapping, and you know, difficult to go through some of those chicanes side by side, that's for sure, without sending one or both of you off track. There you go, round 7 done and dusted. I myself am back on Friday night for MRC's GTTCC. That's 9 o'clock. Sunday night as well for the P1's Gr3 League. Monday night we're back with the minis after the Valentine's break. That's 8:30 on Monday, and then back at the same time, same place next week for round 8 of the Team Oliver Racing Gr3 League. Come and check it out. There you go, Potter, and Potter just saying in the chat, great racing, bud, to Jambu. Jambu saying it back. Yeah, thanks for the race. That was phenomenal. Yes, that's the kind of thing, you know. Okay, you want the wins, you want the points, you want to take the championship, blah blah blah, have all the credos and all that sort of stuff. But a bit of side-by-side racing like that can make up for a really crappy season, if you know what I mean. You know, if you're not having a great race, but all of a sudden you get into a bit of a battle like that, well, it makes up for it. But yes, that's pretty much it from me. If you want to help my channel out, get yourself over to buymeacoffee.com/dartsmoker. Drop some donations on there if you can, please. If you want to actually get something for your money, hit me up at dartsmoker@googlemail.com or via the Facebook page, and I can throw you some t-shirts or stickers your way. Stickers are £3 a pair, and t-shirts are 22 quid plus 1 free sticker and free postage for it all. All right, unless you're one of these Euro people, then you might get charged a little bit. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be it from me. I hope you've liked what you watched. If you have, give it a like, comment, subscribe, tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Dartsmoker. I'm out of here.